Well, quite a debate now on the way that Clive Palmer's candidates and senators were treated by Mike Willesee in his Sunday night interview. This is about the future of the country. Your attitude to that?
Um, can we do that again?
Yeah. Well, and look, the problem, we know that Ricky Muir did exactly that in the
Can I have a
interview.
glass of water, please?
Yeah. All right.
Can we just start again?
Okay, so the response we've had to this is that he's an ordinary person. He's almost like Mr. Smith, like a
Ghost.
wide-eyed sort of innocent who's suddenly taken a place in the Senate. But in Australia, where you are taking that pivotal position in the Senate with the balance of power, should you put yourself up for election in the situation where, because of the strategic preference deals, he is now a member of the Senate for 6 years? 6 years.
And isn't there an expectation? You can always say, look, here's a poor bloke from down in South Gippsland in Victoria, worked in a sawmill, supporting 5 kids. He loves his cars. He likes building them up and souping them up a little bit. But isn't there an expectation that if you vote for someone, and even though he had a very small 0.05% of the vote, he still managed to get his way into the Senate, there is an expectation that if you put yourself up for public office, no matter at what level, that you should at least be across the major issues of the day, and you should have some sort of basic way of dealing with public speaking. And I mean, we had one caller today who said, look, when I'm doing a job interview with people who are applying for jobs, no matter what walk of life, if they're a carpenter, I expect them to know how to work with wood. And if they're an electrician, I expect them to know what wires to use. So when I elect a politician, I expect him to at least be presentable and speak in public.
Okay, in relation, well, I thought he was reasonably presentable, but here's the question. If you are representing a proportion of the population, which he would, that lives the way he does, that has very little interest or knowledge of politics, but wants to know about paying taxes and where we're going and all that, well, maybe someone like that is appropriate to have there, who will ask the simple questions. Why can't we do this? Why are we doing this? Why are we spending this much money? And then you've got to explain it to them. And maybe he is an example of why Clive Palmer is arguing for more parliamentary staff, and maybe in a Machiavellian way, because the truth about Clive Palmer, let's be very blunt about this, the truth about Palmer is he draws people in because he's silver-tongued, and then he uses them. Well, if you're trying to get a lot more resources for your fledgling political party, maybe getting Ricky Muir to do what he did allows you to then say, well, see, we need a lot more staff so that this bloke can have things explained to him.
And already we spoke to Jackie Lambie today, the incoming Palmer United Party senator from Tasmania, and she was highly critical of the way that PUP candidates have been treated by the media over the last couple of months, and particularly over the last few days, saying that we've been viciously attacking them and putting the boot in. The problem for Jackie Lambie is that she kept saying, well, we need more media training. Well, who's going to pay for that? Shouldn't that come out of Clive Palmer's wallet?
Well, he's got
as we know, he doesn't like opening up that wallet too often, does he?
Of course, if you do media training, I'm sure Clive would be happy to contract you, but whether you'd actually get your bills paid is another issue.